Hi there YouTube, Guildmouse here, and today we're going to talk about keeping invested. So first and foremost, you guys may have noticed we're in a new location. Welcome to Casa de Guildmouse. We're moving the entire house around right now in preparations for the Blueberry Starship, aka the baby, and it's just taking a little bit. So I moved our game room to a whole other space, which means we're gonna have a whole new recording area with art. Yay! But so that is not what I'm talking about today. I just want to let you guys know. Today we're going to talk about staying invested in your game. And this is something that I have an issue with as a player consistently, because not every game is for every player, and sometimes the subject matter is just not up my alley. I am a roleplay heavy player. I'm not a huge fan of fighting, but if I have to, I will. And the exact opposite can be said for other players. It's no biggie. Some people are even more balanced. They like fighting, they like role-playing. It's all good. So, staying invested. What I mean by staying invested is, even if the story isn't up your alley, find something to do. Now, you're probably going, find something to do. If I'm not interested in the story, why should I participate? Because you don't want to be a Debbie Downer. And you don't really want to be bored. I mean, if you're feeling bored at any point in a game, especially when you're interacting or a part of what's going on, maybe you need to participate a little bit more. If you're spending more screen time quiet than asking questions or doing things, maybe you do need to ask more questions and do things. Like, check out my video, do the thing. It literally just tells you to just do the thing. Give in to your impulses, look around the room, ask about the people. Find something to be invested in. If, for example, you're on an adventure for, I'm gonna go save Duke Herringbone's son, Wishy. You're not really into that. You don't want to go save Wishy. It has no benefit to you. Be the information person. Make yourself useful. Ask a bunch of personal questions about Wishy. Ask about the bad guys. I mean, in 3.5, and I think a couple of other editions, you can choose your most disliked person, or species, or race, most disliked race. It could be orc, it could be badgermole, it could be flying bison, it could be anything. Maybe Wishy was stolen by a bunch of badgermoles on flying bisons. It's right up your alley. Something you can do to help yourself stay invested in a story is just by finding something absolutely arbitrary to follow. Maybe you want to go just to go. Maybe you're prone to wanderlust and this is right up your alley. Maybe in your character history, you have something against the Badgermoles or the flying bisons or the people who control them primarily. Or, like I said before, against orcs or anything else like that. Some things like wanderlust is a great opportunity for you, your character to go, yeah, this sounds good. If at any point in time that you have a character that has lost their want to go and wander and to explore and to check things out, you may want to reconsider finding a new motivator for your character, or maybe retiring them. Remember, this is an adventuring game, and you're there to adventure. You're there to go out and see the world for what it is. And it's true, characters can get burned out. Players can get burned out on characters. But the important thing to remember is that that's okay. That happens sometimes. And if you can't find a new motivator, be it a new enemy, a new challenge, like how many door frames can I high five in a dungeon? every dungeon we go to, and how many times can I get away with that without activating a trap and getting myself hurt or somebody else's hurt? I mean, right there, that's a fantastic goal if you have the same attention span I do when I play a game. I've done some bad things. I admit this. When you're creating your character, and this is all the way back to the beginning, I've even done videos on character creation before and tried to give a little bit of advice about that. I believe I talked about motivators before, giving yourself an enemy, giving yourself a goal, having wanderlust, things like that. You want to make sure that when you develop your character, and this goes out towards personality, yes, you can absolutely play the loner type. You can absolutely play the dark, broody loner who doesn't need nobody. But please keep in mind that even Batman needed a Robin. There still has to be somebody you can communicate. And if you want to take that a little bit farther, even Bruce Wayne needed Alfred. Even loners need to talk to people on occasion that aren't directly aggressive or anything like that. I mean, Batman is the ultimate detective. Bruce Wayne was the head of a conglomerate, and he knew the questions to ask, he knew the people to talk to, and if he didn't, he went and found the information. That is a perfect thing to follow. Well, I wouldn't say perfect. There were some errors. He had women trust issues, because, playboy, hey. But those are all great character models to follow. If you design a character that is not meant to work with people, that always has to be alone, can never work with anybody in a group, not a single person, then you're looking to become a problem player in the sense that you don't want to play with anybody else. You just want a single person campaign. People are only going to go so far to play a game with you. And they will, in that sense, lose motivation to play with you. And sure, you could just wander around the party at night, coup de grace everybody, and hope that nobody takes it personally and tries to kill your character without any motivation, which we've talked about, and that's a no. All of that I just said was a no. Don't do the thing. Find another motivator. Find a sneaky way to make more problems for your party than your party needs without getting incriminated into the evidence. Like, things like that. Those are that's a perfectly good motivator for somebody who wants to be a problem child or wants to be a kettle stirrer. I wouldn't necessarily advise following that. But as far as advice goes, if you just want to make a kettle stirrer, make a kettle stirrer. Steal things blatantly in front of people. See how far that gets you. Pretty far if you do it the right way. But try to make sure that your antisocial character has at least one kind of person they can get along with. And that might develop over time. And your motivator may be to never talk to anybody ever. We've had mute characters before. We've had characters that couldn't speak anybody's language, and that's cool. Somebody will eventually figure you out and try to communicate. It's in our nature to try and communicate with each other and to understand. So, having taken that deviation, motivation is sometimes really hard to find in a game, especially when you're not invested. And the best way to stay invested is find your own personal motivator. Touch all the pieces of bread. See how many skirts you can chase. Find out just how tight those people's breeches are. Anything like that. See how many lug nuts you can steal from the tech priest. Who knows? They might find it adorable or very, very frustrating. You never know until you try. Some people use love as a motivator. I've seen bards whose pure goal, their entire existence, is to fall in love. If anybody here has read Gotrek and Felix, there you go. There's a perfectly good example of a character looking for love in all the wrong places. But that's a motivator. Finding love, settling down, which are all relatively normal aspects of a character. Your motivator could eventually be to own a farm or own a castle or own a tavern, but you've got to do all the footwork in between. You can't just like magically inherit it from somebody you had adventured with a long time ago just so you could burn a city to the ground, because reasons, you know who you are. Anyways, the best way to find a motivator is to just kind of look around, see what you want to do. Give into the occasional impulse. See if you can become the gambling king of every tavern known in existence. Or every gambling den. See if you can bed every single harlot, or what would you call a guy harlot? See if you can bed every male and female and in between and not prostitute. It doesn't matter. Find a thing. Read every book you can get your hands on. True, you'll be in one place for a long period of time, but you can walk and read at the same time. Perfectly plausible. See if you can pet every donkey that exists. Mule, horse, pig, sheep, orc. You could try petting orcs. I'm sure that would go great. How many psychers can you poke? So, I know that was kind of quick, but that's my video on motivators, and it really just does fall along the go out, look around, see what you can find, and if you can't find a motivator, see what some of your other, your fellow character or players' motivators are, and maybe that'll inspire you. If you have more questions about motivators, pick up a good book. I recommend Gotrek and Felix. Or The Book Thief, or James and the Giant Peach. Those all have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All of these books have some kind of motivator in them. I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want to be abused anymore. I want to find love. I want to find redemption. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I need to satisfy my hunger. Any of those would completely work. I want to sample every food there ever was. That's a great motivator. Halfling or not. So that's my video, guys. And if you have any questions, please leave me or comments, or maybe talk about something that I completely missed or just like glanced over. Hit me up in the doobly-doo. I will be like, what? And I might even talk to you. Please remember that I'm here for you. And I promise Guildmaster Dan is working on his videos. I know he skipped Sunday. Can you guys believe that? He skipped a Sunday, but I promise he was working the whole time because I was going, look, they need it. And he knows and he understands. He's getting there. But, so, that problem aside, I look forward to seeing your guys' relevant comments in the doobly-doo. And I also look forward to seeing you guys and your shiny, happy faces very, very soon. So, thank you guys, and have a great week. Bye-bye! So I don't really have that much of an after video. We just got finished editing a Yummy Nummies video that will be going on my personal channel. I'm still working on my class review for Wizards. Guildmaster Dan is working on several projects, which includes the gender announcement for our baby. Yay! And I believe he's working on the Lawful Neutral, and some other videos would include strong female characters and some other spoilers that I probably shouldn't be giving away. Feel free to bloop me, honey. I understand. So, I hope you guys had a good time, and if you guys have any suggestions for reading materials, I'm looking to add to my book pile, so hit me up!